यहाँ पर this is emphasis is on dropping the attachment to the fruit of action. This person has dropped all the attachment to the fruit of action, ever content, depending on nothing. He does not do anything though engaged in action. So basically what he's saying is that he is in a state that to us it looks like he's doing many things, but he's in that akarma mode. That's what basically it is. But let's see some points from the other lectures and all that. So what is this giving up attachment to the result of action? We already discussed it, that not have that clinging desire for it. Attachment you drop. And this Swami explained very nicely. He said that whenever we have a attachment to the result of action, it is sometime in the future, right? I'm working now and I have attachment to the result, so I'm thinking of the future. That means I have postponed my happiness to the later state. And so I will not be happy now, because I'll say, जब मुझे वो मिलेगा ना तब मैं खुश होंगी. Finished. You have already lost it. So that's why he's saying that it's like looking for beyond for fulfillment. This person doesn't do that. He's planned it, he's done it, and he said, Jo hoega prasada buddhi. There's another thing, that term we learned. Prasada buddhi. So he's happy right now because he feels fulfilled. That's the difference between us and the realized soul. And what is he fulfilled with? That example that I gave you of walking into a palace. He knows a palace is mine, so why would he be stressed about anything? He can be doing a little action, putting one thing from another. Both belong to me only, and so that's why he's totally relaxed, because it's like nobody can take anything from me. I have all the thing all the time. His attitude is totally different. So it's total fulfillment. And he doesn't have any interest in the future. The future will fold in itself. हम लोग हमेशा या तो पास्ट के रिग्रेट में बैठे रहते हैं या फ्यूचर का सोचते रहते हैं. That's our problem. We don't live in the present. This guy is totally different, And Nitya Trupta, because he is like, he doesn't have any incompleteness in him. That's why he's like completely trupta all the time. And then example given is, समझो तुमको एक पेट भर के खाना मिला हुआ है, जो तुमको फेवरेट डिश है वो तुमने पूरी खा लिया, उसके बाद कोई कितना भी बड़ा पकवान लेके तुम्हारे सामने आएगा, you gonna care about it? No. That trupti he's talking about is that he's like up to here, he's like done. And then he's saying the ignorant person is exactly opposite. वो सारा टाइम नित्य अतृप्त रहता है. I thought that was a very good point. He said, क्या चीज से अतृप्त रहता है? Everything. Physically, emotionally, intellectually, socially, economically, politically. सब कुछ ही उसके लिए वो है, कुछ गड़बड़ है उसके लिए, That's the problem. But that doesn't mean that if you see something wrong, don't fix it and all that. That's not what it means. But inside, he knows that it is just a passing phases. Okay? That's all. That's, he's satisfied within himself. And Nirashrayi also is, if you want to unpack a little bit more what is Nirashrayi is, that, we depend on our body, mind, intellect at the highest level. I think Ramana Maharishi is a very good example of this realized soul. It looks like when he went into that meditation and all that, he didn't even care about his body. But that is a very highest state. But there are people like that too. And this Swami mentioned that he's saying, हम लोग को उनकी ज़रूरत होती है, realized soul की, right? Because we want to learn from them. तो लोग उनका ख्याल रखते हैं, उनके लिए खाना लेके आएंगे, उनको कपड़े देंगे, उनका कुछ करेंगे, उनको कोई चिंता नहीं है. That's why you have those, technically you have those Naga sadhus and all that. They don't even care about wearing clothes, because it's a true one, that they are such a highest level, but the society needs them, so then they will provide for them, so they're, hey, let me give them that. So, and obviously we are not at that stage, but at least what we can do for at our level is not be dependent on things that are clinging to us. And I think in the West, remember that when our kids were growing up, they used to have this security blanket or some teddy bear or something. Oh, I can't sleep without it. And वो कोई teddy bear भूल गया अपने travel में, वो बच्चा रो रो के और शायद पेरेंट्स ने उसको अटैच करवाया होगा, बेचारे बच्चे को तो कुछ मालूम भी नहीं है. Something like that. And then there are people, like when they travel, कुछ भूल भाल गए तो पूरा घर सर पे उठा लेंगे कि oh, I forgot this and I don't have this. Those are the kind of things. I think we can start like that. Wherever you go, just have minimum stuff, and if you don't have it, it's okay. If we practice that, I think that'll help us. निराश रही के लिए. And then as far as the realized soul goes, one of the point I want to tell about the body, they know that जब तक वो body का प्रारब्ध है ना, तब तक वो जिंदा रहने वाली है. उसके लिए मेरे को कुछ बहुत ज़्यादा दौड़ धूप करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. Like some people get so obsessed with, suppose if you have some medical condition, nobody is saying don't take care of it, but that obsession that we, as though कि हम मर ही जाएंगे अगर कुछ नहीं करेंगे, that fear is not there in that person, because he knows कि भाई वो प्रारब्ध है, तब तक चलने वाली है body. When it drops, I don't care. So just see how they behave. And then obviously that our joys and sorrows are dependent on other things. For him, it's not like that. And then for how does he act and what is the purpose for him? For his action are for lok sangraha. Lok sangraha is harmony of the people or trying to help people and all that. उसको अपने लिए कुछ नहीं करना है. Like कि मेरे को कोई घर मिल जाए, मेरा ये हो जाए, मेरा हो जाए. None of that he has any interest in it. He just does everything for the welfare of the people. That was his whole thing shifts. And like one of the Swami said something very, very important. He's saying that at our level, when you do things for lok sangraha, say, you will be automatically taken care of. And I think I had discussed this with you before, that sometimes, like in Chinmaya Mission, when they were like in Houston, I was a lot more involved with their projects and all that, because I was younger and I would go there and spend time and doing. And sometimes we'd be working many hours, doing some cleaning, doing this, whatever, I don't know, some art project and all that. And somebody will bring us tea and somebody will bring us some food. We never had to worry about कि, it's like, say, God's work, and इतना बढ़िया खाना खाने को मिलता था, because people will with so much passion, they will feed us and all that. And you see that if you pick up some project that is really noble and good, you will see how many people will come and help you, and they will, appreciate and do all that. Not that you're looking for that. I think the point I'm trying to make it, we get so worried about our, wo mera kya hoga. You will be taken care of. And one of the examples that I heard that set with me in my head, that if a car is good, working properly and all that, you will put it in the garage, you will get a nice cleaning done, and you will be like, you'll take care of it. So he's saying our body is like that too. If you do it for lok sangraha, the universe will take care of it. So you don't have to worry about it. So he lives with that kind of thing. And then the last point is that the person who is in that mode, he's doing a karma mode, that we all kind of understood, that he doesn't have the doership, and whereas we don't do it that way. That is the difference between him and us. So he just knows that the actions are happening at the prakriti level. And the example is like Krishna Bhagavan gave his own example, that look about the varna, that I created the varna, but I'm not the doer from the perspective that consciousness doesn't do anything, but the presence of consciousness is absolutely important. From that point of view, it's creation, not any other way. And the example is that sun is just there shining in the sky. It's not taking part in any action of ours, but without the sun we cannot act. In total darkness we cannot act. So I think to me that example really goes very well with the consciousness concept. Worldly example if you are looking for, And one last example that one of the Swamis gave was one of the best ones. He said कि ये अकर्ता का जो मीनिंग है ना, एक ऐसे भी समझो, हम लोग मूवी देखने जाते हैं, और इंडिया में जेम्स बॉन्ड की मूवी बहुत पॉपुलर है, राइट. सो वी टुक दैट एग्जांपल ऑफ जेम्स बॉन्ड मूवी. हम लोग मूवी देखने गए तो जेम्स बॉन्ड की मूवी में मूवी देख रहे हैं और वो पूरा लाइक आधे घंटे में वो पूरा हाफ ऑफ द ग्लोब कवर कर लेता है. कभी इधर प्लेन में जाएगा, कभी उधर पानी में कूदेगा, ये है वो है, बट द स्क्रीन हैज नॉट गॉन एनीवेयर, राइट? स्क्रीन इज जस्ट देयर and without the screen you cannot see the movie. So that's how this consciousness is. Ki it is a karta if you are sitting in that seat, because you're not going anywhere, but it appears like it's running all over. That's how this realized person acts. That, you know, he's not doing anything because Atma is not doing anything. I thought that was a very good example.
I have something to say. In my book, it's saying the problem of action and inaction becomes simple when one understands that the man, just as a man is not responsible for the action of others, जो कोई action कर रहा है तो उसकी responsibility अपने पर नहीं है. So the same way the yogi understands that the work that he's doing for the body, that is the stranger, that is the other person. So he should not get attached to that body, and he should just do the action as without any, fun. That's what it is. So think the body as the stranger, as someone else doing the action, and don't get attached to the fruits. And that becomes an action then.
Yeah, that's a good tip. And like, remember I was telling you.
I say to Dina that I'm just eating the gulab jamun, my body is eating. I'm not eating.
Okay, now there's a little problem here, okay? Because people can take this concept and say, hey, that means I can do anything. Then people can go, oh, I'll kill that person because, I'm not doing it. You can't do that, because we have a whole system was given about the 5 Timans, Swadharma and, all those things, a right action. So you can, and that is going to come in our Nachiketa's book now.
But Joe, also we have to work on the body for our own welfare.
You have to
observe. If you're not eating for your welfare, then that's not this one good action.
No, you have to observe that you are eating it, but you really are not eating.
But these things have to be taken with whatever you have learned already. You cannot, jump to the highest and say, I will not do the other before steps. Because if you are not doing those before steps, you have not reached anywhere. You will be one of those, वो कोल्लू का बैल होता है ना, ऐसे ही घूमता रहेगा फिर.
Ramakrishna used to love jalebi. Did you know that? I don't know if you know that.
Just because Krishna loved the jalebi, you cannot say that I have to eat because I may have a diabetes. So you cannot say Krishna ate the butter, and if your weight is like 30 pounds over than your normal weight. Krishna was slim and trim. He was like so athletic, you can say. So he could digest all that. If I start eating butter like Krishna does, I'll have to go to the hospital. So I think we have to be sensible. So you nobody's saying don't eat this or don't eat that. That's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is that whatever we are learning in Bhagavad Gita, we got to remember the past things he told us also. Otherwise, it'll be a disaster. Because you can just take one little aspect of it and say, hey, Krishna Bhagavan is doing that, so that's why I should do it. No, it doesn't work that way. So just wanted to caution. So what we'll do is, it's already kind of 12. I'm going to switch to the other one, and the Swamiji's commentary will read it next time. But if anybody has still a question or a comment for this particular verse, we can still discuss for 5 minutes.
I have to leave. I have to give ride to Nina. She has a doctor's appointment.
Okay.
I'll make sure you get the recording.
Yeah.
Okay. Take care. Bye.
Bye. Take care.
I think one of the examples about, at our level, about not being attached to the results of action is when we do the volunteer work. We do our best, but our attachment to the results is not as much as we do it for our own self. So that's a little bit lesser, but it's an example of where you can do work without being attached to the results of the action.
True. And that's why, because it has become
volunteer work, if you are doing for recognition or someone is going to praise you, then that's not the true goal of your volunteer work.
Yeah.
If you're just doing it just for pure seva and not looking for the results, then it's good.
Both of you are right, because there are sometimes people do get attached to their volunteer work so much, and then, mandirs तो बहुत notorious हैं. हर एक सिटी में वो हिंदू टेम्पल को सब लोग कोर्ट में ले जाते हैं एक दूसरे को, बिकॉज दे गेट सो कॉट अप बिटवीन, वो भूल जाते हैं कृष्ण भगवान को, राम भगवान को, सबको भूल जाते हैं, कोर्ट में बैठे होते हैं, यू नो. सो दैट डेंजर इज देयर. बट आई थिंक दैट आई सी यू नो सुशील जी's point that usually, okay, when we are working for a larger cause, we don't worry about it because it's, you know, we are doing it. When you start thinking it too much selfishly, मेरा क्या होगा, तब result पे ज़्यादा ध्यान होता है. That is very true. You know, so it's we have to look at it together, the whole piece. Okay, so I'm going to close the Bhagavad Gita class here. And if there is still unanswered question, we can definitely take it up next week. सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य मामेकं शरणं व्रज अहं त्वा सर्वपापेभ्यः मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः. हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. हरि ओम. Okay, we can go to Kathopanishad. Whoever has the book. It is Valli 2, verse 2 we'll be doing. So verse 1, just to recap. So verse 1 mein Yamraj ji said that he was talking about the two paths. One is good while another indeed is pleasant. Those two having different objectives chain a man. Blessed is who between these two choose the good one. But he who chooses what is pleasant loses the true end or goal. Now, Joe left, but I know he will probably listen to the recording because we will learn that these paths are not so easy to distinguish. And we will see how they both come to all of us all the time, you know. And then what you choose, that's what is the main thing. How you, you know, what should I say? Choice may be not so much like a road, okay? Suppose if I'm at a cross section somewhere, and one is going toward Washington State and another is going to LA. It's very clear, right? I know if I want to go to LA, I gotta turn this way. That's not the kind they are talking about. It comes mixed, and you are so confused, you know. But as we learn the Vedanta and all, then the clarity comes what I should be doing. So we'll learn about that. Okay, so let's go to this verse. So verse 2, whoever has a book. Shreyascha preyascha manusyam etah tau samparitya vivinakti dhiraha shreyo hi dhiro bhi preyaso vranite preyo mando yoga kshemad vranite. Shreya is the good. So we had discussed, now everybody should remember what it is, right? Little bit. Path of good, and prayer is pleasant. So actually prayers बहुत अच्छा लगता है. हम temptation होता है कि prayers में जाने का. So we will see how. Manusyam is the man. Eva is approach. Tau is those. Samparitya, having examined them from both sides. Means जब ये दोनों मार्ग हमारे सामने हो, तो we should be examining it कि कौन सा लेना चाहिए. Vivinakti discriminates. Discriminate यहाँ पर you know विवेक से आया word. हमको विवेक use करना चाहिए हमारा. Dhiraha. Dhiraha is used in Bhagavad Gita also a lot. Means the wise man. और धीरा का actually real meaning है संस्कृत का patience. You know, धीरता होनी चाहिए. So that, but wise man is patient man. Shreya is the good only. Dhira is again the wise man. Preyas is to the pleasant. Abhivrunite, prefers. So a wise man prefers a Shreyas path. Preya is the pleasant. Manda is ignorant man. Manda buddhi जिसको बोलते हैं ना, जिसका तो dull intellect. Yoga kshema. Yoga or shema, these are the words we have to learn. So another cautious I want to tell you, the word yoga has a wide variety of meaning. It depends on the context. So you can, whenever the word yoga is there, you cannot think that, oh, they are only talking about karma yoga, bhakti yoga, jnana yoga. No, here yoga means something slightly different. Yoga means to gain, when we say the word together, yoga and shame, that has a totally different meaning. And whoever has a book, there is a footnote at the bottom. Shankaracharya ji explained what it is. It says, yoga is acquiring what one does not have, and kshema is preservation of it after having obtained. So, English made, my acharya over there came up with gain and guard. Itna good word she came up with, I want to gain something and I want to guard it. Means जो मेरे पास नहीं है उसको मैं लेना चाहती हूँ, उसको योग बोला है, और क्षेम मीन्स उसको संभालना. बिकॉज हम लोग को खाली मिलना ही हमारे लिए इनफ नहीं होता है, हम उसको संभाल के रखना चाहते हैं. सो ये भगवद गीता में ना चैप्टर 9 में आया है ये. एंड दे से दैट इज द सेंटर ऑफ द वर्स of the entire Bhagavad Gita. Some people give it a lot of importance. इसमें भगवान ने बोला, उसको प्रॉमिस किया अर्जुन को, if तुम मेरी तरफ रहोगे and surrender to me, I will take care of your yoga and shame. And that's exactly the concept I was telling you about the social service, that if somebody truly does it, he'll be taken care of because Bhagwan will take care of it. And then we were discussing about, it's kind of in some ways related. That last half an hour we were discussing that, hey, India was giving vaccine. I'm just talking from the spiritual perspective, not political perspective. I don't know all the details, so don't quote me on this, but spiritual, I'm just saying. So we have this feeling, Hare, mera kya hoga? First I gotta take care of myself. If I give it to somebody else, I will not have it. In this highest spiritual status, he's not gonna worry about it. Whoever comes in your way, he will give it to that because I'll be taken care of. Bhagwan will take care of me. So by helping somebody, the realized master does not have any anxiety about it. Mera kya hoga? So that's what this yoga and shame is in that context, that, but we worry about it all the time. And it's a natural thing, so we have to just learn to slowly kind of get over it. So some of the points that Swamiji has one approach, others have, but all are correct. So Tejo Menanji has this lecture, and I think Minaji has probably heard those. So I brought few things in there from there, and let's see how much time we have. So basically, in this verse, it's saying that those two paths come to you, but they are not as clear as that, as I explained, that going to LA or Washington, but they come together, and only a Viveki person has an ability. Viveki, everybody understand? Like Vivek Buddhi means discriminative power, ki ye sahi hai ya wo sahi hai, right? Only that person has an ability to separate the two paths, analyze it, discriminate it, and properly examine it, basically, and then choose the Shreyas. So and the other person who doesn't do that, isko manda buddhi kaha gaya hai, okay? And वो मंद बुद्धि क्या करता है, वो योग और shame के लिए prayers ही चुनता है, because he is attached to that yoga and shame. It means I need something and I want to guard something. That's why he chooses the prayers. So then, why this, let's understand this path comes together. And Joe is not here. The food is a perfect example. When the food comes in front of us, it is like prayers or shreyas. Prayers क्या होएगा? Everybody knows what prayers is. Oh, Gulab Jamun, I love this. Shreyas kya hoga? Duh, we know it. Hey, is it good for my body? Is it the calorie wise or whatever knowledge I have, am I doing it correctly? See, a mithai vagara na, I tell you, it's a complete overload in like the Western culture. Because at least when I was growing up, we did not eat mithai every day, I know that in Punjab, my husband is Punjabi, and he said, that's not true. You have to eat a mithai every day, so I don't know. But from the yogic perspective, I don't think that they said कि भाई तुम इतना dessert रोज खाओ. यहाँ पर तो अगर कोई formal dinner के लिए भी जाता है, dessert के बिना तो वो like अधूरा ही रह जाता है. We only ate on special occasions. And, when you don't have that habit, you don't even miss it, Anyway, that was a very simple example of Shreyas and prayers. But in other things, okay, if you want to look at it at a deeper level, let's look at it. Tejomanji explained it very well. He said, okay, what do we do in the world for yoga and shame? I want this and I want that, right? But we think that we have only one desire to gain that particular thing. He's saying it's not that simple. Analyze it. Why do you want that thing? And you will, uske piche ek aur hai reason. You want to be happy. You want to increase our happiness, right? So actually there are two things you are desiring. And really speaking, you are desiring that happiness. But you are going via this route. So, but if you don't have the discrimination, then what happens is your pursuit for those happiness becomes primary. And वो happiness के बारे में तो भूल ही गए. And then after you acquire those things, बहुत सारी चीजें, you realize, oh my God, I'm not happy. Something is missing. You know? So, original जो purpose था वो तो निकल ही गया हाथ से. A wise person will not look at it that way. Wise person will focus on its goal. Say, if I want the true happiness, I don't need to run after so many things. That's how he will go to Shreyas. So Shreyas and prayers come together. It's more like a situation comes in your, how do I manage that becomes Shreyas and prayers, if you really ask me. More than, that which path to choose. Do I do it in a Shreyas manner or prayers manner? That's why it is like that difficult. Let's see what he said. Yeah, and he, Tejomanji was very funny. He said that this collecting of things, he's saying America में जाके देखो, सबके garage देखो. And I'm like, oh my God, he's talking about my garage. He said, कार तो बाहर पार्क करेंगे, garage भरता जाएगा, फिर garage में sale करेंगे, और फिर garage में जाने के लिए ना, they have to navigate. My garage looks like that right now. It's so sad. So I thought that it was so true. So he's saying that basically क्या होता है कि I want happiness and I end up collecting clutter, and happiness तो कहीं बीच में ही छूट गई और clutter जमा हो गया. And then I'm like, so Dheer Veer is the one who looks at it differently. And then another very important point, he said that what happens in the prayers path, that if you don't discriminate, you keep going after things, and those things bring out negativity in you, greed and jealousy and this and that, and धीरे धीरे you will compromise करना शुरू करोगे अपनी values के ऊपर भी, by hook or by crook I want this. And I'm not putting anybody down or any kind, just observation. Abhi India mein after the Modi government came, they are like black money, white money ka bhi sab, everything is becoming white, which is amazing, great. But say about 10 years ago, when you would go to India, वहाँ पर वो इतना ingrain हो गया था ना वो black money and everything, they felt no qualms about bragging about, oh, I bribed this person and I got this, I cheated this. That used to be the conversation in the business families, and you're like horrified. It's like, my God, they are doing all wrong things and they're taking pride in it. They're just kind of talking about it because it becomes so callous about it. You just lose all the sense of sahi kya, galat kya, सब mix हो जाता है उसमें. And I thought that Tejomanji brought that a very, very important point, that if you don't keep your vivek strong, everyday life mein you will do things that are totally immoral and this thing, and it looks okay to you. That's the danger of it, he thought. I thought that he brought that very good point. And then मंद बुद्धि के लिए उन्होंने भी एक बहुत जोक मारा, बहुत अच्छा, and I think all of us will relate to it. He said कि हम लोग बोलते हैं ना कि मंद बुद्धि, तो बोलते हैं normal conversation में ना हम लोग बोलते हैं smart and dumb. Those are the two words we use, right? So he said, oh, my child is so smart. He knows how to use the smartphone. चाहे उसकी thinking सही हो या नहीं, but we get so carried away by smartness and वो. तो बोला from Vedanta perspective, that's not the criteria. Criteria, do you have the right thinking? Right thinking वाले को smart बोला है वहाँ पे. Means, धीर रहा word use किया है. एंड दूसरे को मंद बोला है, तो वो अगर उसकी राइट थिंकिंग नहीं है, वो कितना भी ग्रेट क्या बोलते हैं स्मार्टफोन यूजर के, वो डल ही है, मतलब मंद बुद्धि है अकॉर्डिंग टू. सो दैट वाज अ इंटरेस्टिंग पॉइंट. एंड देन दैट योग एंड शेम आई ऑलरेडी एक्सप्लेन टू यू दैट द रीजन पीपल choose the prayers marg is for yoga and shame. But if somebody brings our mind to a very high level and say, if I do God's work, yoga and shame will be taken care of, then that person is not going to go for prayers only. He will go with the Shreyas marg. So that's what it is, this verse 2. Any question?
I am just reminded of again तुलसीदास जी का दोहा है रामचरितमानस का, हानि लाभ जीवन मरण जस अब जस विधि हार. सो जस्ट लेट इट गो. आई मीन चाहे हानि है, चाहे लाभ है, चाहे जीवन है, चाहे मरण है, चाहे जस मीन्स getting praise or becoming famous, अब जस meaning being blamed for something or कोई बुरी बात आपके लिए, all of that is विधि हार. तो सब भगवान के हाथ में होता है. So just let go of all of that. Don't think along those lines. I just thought it was kind of
true. And remember that I think that one thing that has to precede before that, what you are saying is, you should know what to do, and after that, so that once you have chosen the Shreyas marg, but that is a very important, because you see, one of the problem that happens is that, say, okay, like Joe was saying, oh, rasgulla khao fir, kya problem hai? Because the body is eating, I'm not eating, but you have to do Shreyas before that, So then that's what the only caution I have to say, that, we cannot forget that. That's all.
Yes, and Vivek buddhi.
Yeah, Vivek buddhi honi chahiye. Because abhi bola na, mand buddhi and dhira, those unhone discriminate kar diya immediately. That one who just goes for the prayers is mand buddhi, because he just thinks of, yoga and shema, and the other one goes for Shreyas. And then he's going to unpack it a little bit more in the next verse. But let's read Swamiji's commentary. Any other point on this? Okay, who would like to read? Oh, Sheila ji, okay.
Everybody can hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yes. Both the good and the pleasant approach the mortal man. The wise man examines them thoroughly and discriminates between the two. The wise man prefers the good to the pleasant, but the ignorant man chooses the pleasant for the sake of this body through avarice and attachment, for getting and keeping.
So that yoga and shame ko unhone avarice and attachment bola hai, but now you know the meaning, what is yoga and shame. Yeah. So this is exactly what I explained everything. Go ahead. आगे पढ़िए गीत शीला जी.
Okay. Life is a series of challenges. Moment to moment, we are faced with as it were a question mark, to do or not to do, that swims towards us in the flood of time. Temptation after temptation approaches us. The future becomes the present, and it is rolling over us, as it were passes on to merge into the beginningless past. Our intellect and discrimination are called upon to value each movement independently and to come to a judgment upon things and beings. The material of the objects being finite, they can never remain the same even for a single moment, and as such, their combinations and pattern eternally present a kaleidoscopic variety.
Kaleidoscopic variety, वो एक होता है ना गेम जिसमें कलर्स आते हैं, वो ऐसे चूड़ी से बनाते थे, वो टूटी हुई चूड़ी से, हाँ, डिफरेंट पैटर्न्स को बोलते हैं कलेडोस्कोप. हाँ.
With reference to this ever-changing pattern, the thinking animal, man, is called upon to make an independent decision, anew from moment to moment, to ascertain his relationship with the external.
So basically, what he's saying that life is a series of challenges. Moment to moment, constantly things are happening, and we have to constantly make choices. That's what he's telling you, that ये श्रेयस and prayers every day चालू रहता है हमारे लिए. ऐसा नहीं है कि भाई वो कोई बहुत बड़ा डिसीजन वाली बात नहीं है ये. Moment to moment, we have to do this. So if you are in the right mode, you will be naturally using the correct thing. And even with the food and all that, you will see in the beginning it looks like a big sacrifice and this and that. जो लोग जो शुगर छोड़ देते हैं चाय में, उनको मजा नहीं लगता है फिर बिना शुगर वाली की चाय का. Like they don't even care about it. I know, like I reduce my sugar so much on the tea, and now अगर कोई मेरे को चीनी वाली दे देता है तो it feels so bad now. So it is, in the beginning it might look like a struggle, to be on the Shreyas mark, but once you continue, but you have to make those choices literally with everything. That's what he's saying in this. Mm-hmm.
At each challenge, two paths, as it were, are open for us to follow. On one side, we are temptingly beckoned to playfully dance through a seemingly well-lit path of the pleasant. But the path ultimately leads us to a dark cave of sorrows and endless death. And on the other side lies a quiet, uninviting path, illused, winding, and uphill, but that which ultimately leads us to the sunlit pasture lands and flowery meadows of eternal living and happiness. The later path is called the path of good.
So Swamiji is very dramatic in the way he explains everything. So he's just telling you that path of pleasant, it अपने को बुलाता है अपनी तरफ. Ow, because it's so enchanting. And the other one is a quiet path in the back, which is uphill. Okay, it's not going to be that easy to follow. But end में क्या होता है कि वो prayers is going to take you in the dumps, and Shreyas is going to take you higher. So I think in this country we can say that instant gratification that people are looking for over here, in this culture, that what really leads. I think that even with this COVID and all that, maximum is America. It's so sad that, because of immune system is so compromised because of the lifestyle. Because Shreyas, prayers or Shreyas prayers looks very good over here. Instant gratification के पर बहुत जोर है यहाँ पे. सारे advertisement जितने भी, how they manipulate the young mind is all for the instant. They don't look at what is good for your health. Motivation is always different. So that's what he's talking about, that it looks difficult, but it leads you to much better place. We know.
The wise and discriminating man at each moment intelligently judges the various phases of the challenge he is in and solidly determines over to stick to the path of the good. He continues his pilgrimage and ultimately fulfills the mission of his life. The ignorant one, on the other hand, lives like a mule, following the generality, and leads the path of least resistant, motivated mainly by the animal urge of his body consciousness. He follows the path of the pleasant and sensuous mode of satisfying every demand of the ever-craving senses, and thus ultimately stoops so low as to commit himself to a state of eternal death in the lower scales of evolution.
So it's basically the same idea. He's just expanding it more and more. The wise and the discriminating man at each moment intelligently judges at various places. So that's why I say this path comes to all of us all the time. They're a little bit mixed, but he has a vivek, his vivek jagrat hai uska, तो वो हमेशा सही मार्ग पे जाएगा, और दूसरा वाला नहीं करता है वो. That's all.
This word of law that gives and give an intelligent leader a direct and effective clue to the ideal way of to live life, and in the end he can successfully come to claim a real and abiding success. If we are to live each moment of our life as slave of our passion, lust, and craving, we shall, in our thoughtlessness and indiscrimination, slowly sink down to the level of animal. And it is certainly but natural that such two-legged animal cannot come to claim the heritage of man, which is real joy and happiness lived in the achieved self-perfection.
So Swamiji uses very strong language. So you can see. So basically he's saying that, if you are not using this discriminative power properly, you are basically acting like an animal. So for human, if God has given you human, birth, then the Vivek Buddhi is the most powerful thing that we got. And we have to constantly use it. And then why we need to use it, he will tell us in the next section, next paragraph.
The beautiful idea hinted at it in this opening stanza of the Valli section gives us, therefore, the theory and the logic of self-effort at each moment of challenge. The path of the pleasant and the path of goods are stretching open before us. But the Lord or God does not stand at the junction of these two roads, either to abduct us through the path of pleasure into the caves of sorrow, nor does the Almighty meet us at the crossroads of the canvas, our journey through the path of good.
See, so whoever wants to say, hey, some definition of self-effort, so what Vedanta is saying is self-effort, use it for Shreyas and Prayas. Baki sab faltu hai. Self-effort. That's what is. And he's saying that Bhagwan tumko aake tumhara choice nahi karega. He's giving you the freedom. So then you are the one. And then next paragraph, he's going to explain that how we don't have control over everything in life. We already know. Self-effort ka bhi bola, destiny bhi bola, jo kuch bhi hai. We have a limited things that we can do. So ये श्रेयस and prayers का choice दिया हुआ है भगवान ने हमको. That either you choose Shreyas or prayers. That's all. That's where your self-effort should be lying on. And if you don't do that, then people give the name of destiny. Oh, मेरी तो destiny में ऐसा था. Hey, did you choose the Shreyas? See where it's coming from. So don't blame this is a very conveniently कुछ बुरा होता है ना तो अगर समझो श्रेयस करने के बाद भी हुआ तो बात अलग है. But then we have to examine ourselves. Did I do the right actions? Then don't blame it on destiny. I thought that was a very important point he brought in. So maybe, time is kind of, we can read one more paragraph and then we will continue next time.
At each moment, man has a limited freedom to follow, either the path of good or the path of the pleasant. Certainly, man has not a complete and unlimited freedom over the external circumstances, but he has given this limited freedom to be good or to be vicious in his moment to moment contact with the external world. This limited liberty is the real character of freedom for man, by a wise use of which he can soar into the greater realm of perfection and become himself the God.
So he's basically, see how what Swamiji is saying over here is that if we learn how to use the Shreyas, that is, you can become God yourself. That's how far it can take you. So basically that's what the whole sadhana is. From this angle, Shreyas and prayers, if you continue to use the Shreyas, you will reach. तो उसमें बहुत सारी चीजें आ जाती हैं, But he's just warning कि वो जो prayers बहुत अच्छा attractive मार्ग दिखाई देता है अपने को, But it's a very dangerous path because, of all the things that we discussed, that how it can suck you in and you will start doing wrong things and all that in that. Maybe we should read one more because the destiny part is coming and then we'll stop.
Okay.
One more paragraph.
Religion is indeed an art of self-perfection, and this is accomplished by careful living of each movement in wise and studious self-discipline. At a moment of challenge, a beginner may find that he has been instinctively driven to act viciously. The power or the force by which an individual is driven to do wicked action in spite of himself is indeed not explained by that pair of ideal and empty words which we are so often use our destiny.
See, this is a paragraph I was telling you that he's saying that, we will say, oh yeah, destiny, but, that person has not used the little power that God has given you to choose the right path. That's what it is. So don't blame it on destiny. That's what he's saying. Whatever is in your hand, do that. So we will, there's a long explanation, so we'll have to continue next time. I made a note. But anybody has any comment, question, or wants to add anything for the Shreyas and prayers? Yes, Sheila ji.
I want to put a little bit more light on the shares, but how can I explain? What are the things? I know some, but we can discuss more about those things,
So actually next verse में आएगा वो उनका meaning बताएंगे. तो Shreyas is the real Shreyas is actually